This video is about how to stop and how to overcome the fear of coronavirus. I have a list that I made. Jesus told me to bring these messages out to the people so that they will be informed with truth and that what they need to do, what we need to do. So here's the list. Get right with God. Cling to Him. Cling to Him for protection, and God will protect you from any sickness. Coronavirus is no different than any other diseases. These diseases, virus, are no longer important. They're not important to us because God wants you to focus on Him. Worry about getting right with God is what He wants you to do. It's not about coronavirus because God can protect you, prevent you from getting sick, prevent you from getting infected. So this coronavirus is nothing. It's nothing to us. It's nothing to Him. Even if they get into your bloodstream, it will become rendered useless because God will protect you. We just gotta believe in Him. Jesus says don't panic because of this outbreak that you hear from the news about the coronavirus. The coronavirus is not spreading like what you hear on the news. Those numbers are all hoax. It's not accurate. The government is using these numbers to control the population. They're deceiving you. It's only for their agenda. It's not for the interest of people. Jesus is telling us not to listen to, not to believe what the news tells you. Jesus says, therefore, don't panic. And don't go on a shopping spree. Jesus doesn't want you to go to a grocery store or any stores to buy a bunch of stuff. He doesn't want you to empty out shelves. Because if you do that, other people will not be able to buy what they need. They won't have enough food to buy. Other people will suffer. And that will cause more problems. The country will become more unstable as a result, and the crime rate will increase because of it. The theft will increase. Murder. That's why Jesus is telling us not to buy too much because you are only going to hurt others. You're not going to make it better. Jesus says, don't buy guns. If you already have guns, get rid of them. He doesn't want you to buy guns, as it will cause more problems. When you buy guns, even if government doesn't know about it, the devil knows. And you'll be targeted because the devil will come after you. God will take away protection from you, or He may reduce that protection, and more bad things could happen to you later because you'll be targeted. It is your best interest not to use guns, and don't buy them. If you already have them, get rid of it. Because there's nothing better than obeying God. Live in peace, refrain from the use of violence is your best weapon. That's how you win the spiritual warfare. And bad things will not happen to you. Don't believe in what the news tells you. It is all deception. All the numbers of and the cases of coronavirus spreading throughout the nation is not accurate. It is hoax. The government is deceiving you. They are using this to mislead you. It is their own agenda that they are trying to accomplish to control the masses. So don't believe what the news tells you. Don't believe in it. Do your usual daily routine, like work, going to work, school, going to church. That is if you go to church. Preaching, things like that. Whatever that you need to do to be productive, Jesus wants you to continue to do what you normally do. Jesus says, don't refrain yourself from going out to do these things. Because if you don't go out and do what you need to do, you're being played by the devil. It will be your loss. God wants you to do what He wants you to do, and don't let fear get in your way. That's what God is saying. Especially like preaching or attending church. Make sure that you continue to go if you go. He doesn't want you to stop, because it will be only your loss. You are worried about getting infected by the virus. God will protect you. You're not going to get infected. Jesus specifically emphasized that. He's telling us to continue to do what you need to do. Don't stop. Pray to God that this pandemic fear to stop. It is very important. He's calling us to pray. If more people pray, things will change radically. Miracles will come. Things will turn around. And the country will be recovered from this distress. Jesus says, pray that the government stops spreading this pandemic warfare, because this is tactic of the enemy. This is not for the interest of people, but it's interest for the new world order. So pray that this to be stopped, so that this country will be recovered. And tell others through social media, via internet, about these things that I have said to you. Share this message to others. Tell your friends, families, and neighbors not to worry, not to panic because of coronavirus. And tell them to come to God. Getting right with God is the most important thing, and obeying Him and become His servant. God is calling us to come to Him. I wanted to share that. This is very, very important, because when we do these things, the government won't be able to do anything about it. And their attempt to spread fear using coronavirus will fail. It will not be able to continue. And we will win. And Jesus is telling us to practice these things, because more will come later. There will be more waves and waves of things to come, like rumors of diseases, pestilence, rumors of wars, All these things will happen more frequently. Jesus is telling us to be prepared, be ready spiritually, and be about His business, and not let fear get in our way, and not let fear control us. We have to overcome fear by help from God. We have to cling to Him, and He will help us. He will protect us, and He will provide us what we need. So don't worry about coronavirus or any other virus. Coronavirus is no different than like cancer or any other deadly diseases. Because coronavirus is like a mutation. It's alteration of cells that will corrupt your DNA. And that's how that's how cancer works in our body. That's how we die from cancer. And that God can protect us, prevent us from getting sick, and also gives us supernatural healing. So these viruses are not important to us, and it is not important to Him. What's important is getting right with God. Then all things will be taken care of. So don't worry about coronavirus, and just focus on God. And this message is for everyone, people of the general public, and the people like preppers, people that have been preparing for these events. Because God is warning us, telling all of us to do these things that I just told you. Because this will prevent government from initiating martial law or any catastrophic events. So I wanted to share that. Okay, Jesus bless you. This video is about how to